And now it's time for the latest exciting episode of Doz's Television Workshop.
Hello and welcome back to Doz's Television Workshop, where today we're carrying on with our Amstrad CPC 464 project. Last week we repaired the significant damage to the power supply in our Amstrad CTM 640 colour monitor, and today it's time to plug in the computer and see what happens. Let's get into it. Right, so at the end of last week's episode we got the monitor repaired. We at least had a raster on the screen, and I confirmed that we had 5 volts on our output lead here. So the next thing to do is to obviously plug the monitor output and the 5 volts into the computer. Obviously we've got some cleaning work to do here. This is obviously been sat in somebody's attic for many moons, and it is in filthy order, but we can cope with that, I think. But just for now I'm going to apply power and see if we get a display. Now I've left the back of the monitor because to prove that I had a raster last week, I did in fact tweak the screen control very slightly just to see we had a raster. So that's not going to bother me for now, but it may be a bit bright and I might want to turn it back down again before I put the back on the monitor. Let me just check everything's clear behind here. It is. So let's put some power on, and I can hear that's running. So would you look at that, we actually have a display, and all of the keyboard appears to be working. X is a little bit there we go. Well, that's fabulous. Yeah. Well, that's great news. The other thing, obviously, I would imagine would need some refurbishment is the cassette. Well, it's rewinding. Fast forward's rather sluggish. Have we got any take up on play? No, we've got no play at all. That doesn't mean to say I don't have to type load or something first. Now, I know nothing of the Amstrad, so let's just try something. Press play, then any key, and yeah, well, the cassette actually appears to be working. This tape was left in there from time immemorial, and it says Master Chess on it, but let's see what happens. Oh! Okay, it actually appears to be loading. Do I run? Oh. Well, it didn't like that. I suspect I'm doing something wrong there. I think the first thing to do is to get this in bits, isn't it? And give it a bit of a birthday. Right, just before I start disassembling the computer, I did notice when testing the monitor that the brightness control was really scratchy, so I'm just going to give that a quick squirt with a bit of deoxit. Where can I get in? Underneath. There we go. Let's just run that back and forward a few times. Oh yeah, it's freed right up. So hopefully that'll restore operation to that. Oh. Yeah, it feels a lot better. Right, that's the back. That's it, I think we're together. Right, there we go. I shall pop a plug on that later on. Treat it to a nice new one, I think. So just for now, we'll tie the mains lead up out the way and move it out the way and get the computer back on the bench. There we go. 2 amp power supply. I suppose it's got the tape deck and everything in it. Right. That's not quite going to reach. Okay. Looks to be 6 screws. So there we go. About 20mm long, coarse thread. Live parts inside, do not remove any screws. Live to what? It's only got a 5V supply. And it's isolated from mains. I think they speak with forked tongue. Serial number 99911. There we go. Pop the screws back in the part. Now, I have never been inside one of these before, so I don't really know what to expect. Doesn't appear to be falling to bits, does it? Oh, there we go. Alright, okay. What have we? A lot of dust and nastiness. Okay. 1 ribbon cable, 1 for the keyboard. Little heatsink assembly over the whatever that is, ULA maybe? I don't know, we must look it up. But yeah, more than you get on a Commodore 64, isn't it? Eek. Right, where's the Hoover? Let's get the worst of this out. Right, I need to liberate the main board really. Very nicely laid out PCB, I must say. Shorter screws this time, are they? Sort of 10mm long. Five. Looks like 9 in total. There we go. I should just put the motherboard to one side for a moment. I'm just going to put the base down out of the way. And we're going to turn our attentions here to the top. Even the belt doesn't look too bad. It's incredible, really. Big chunky screws. There's a metal sort of cable management device there. Yeah, huge, great big screw. Sort of cheese-headed thing that's clearly holding the keyboard in. We've got a spade over here. We've got another screw tucked down behind this ribbon. Yay. I think I've lost one of my screws. I think it went down in here somewhere, so I shall retrieve that. Okay, let's remove the spade from the sort of background. I mean, this is a heavyweight keyboard. Is this the highest quality thing Amstrad ever made? Controversial. Oof, look at the filth in there. Right, and there's my missing screw. What else do I want? I want to get everything out of here so I can clean this properly. So let's just ease our LED out. Don't break. Is it glued as well, do we think? Because it's reluctant to move. I think it is just held in with this plastic. Must have a bit of glue on it. Nope, I think it was just well mounted in there. Right. Cassette deck, what do we reckon? 1, got a ground on there. 2, 3, 4 down there. So just buzz these out. Again, more like 20mm, 15mm maybe for those. 1, 2, 3 I reckon was there. Again, another cable management thing going on here. Yeah, they're all the same length, those screws. Where's my screwdriver? I want to go down in there and get that bottom one, I think. Yeah. They've got that nice snap, that means nobody's ever been in here before. There we go, they're all the same length, so that's good. How much more do I have to remove? This is where we might have to wrestle with a cassette door. Yeah, I think probably so. We're going to need to unlatch that from somewhere. Nope, we've got another screw just in there, look. So that's 5 in the cassette deck in total. There we go. Right, that's away. We shall clean all that up while we're dealing with the case. So volume control, 2 screws there. Again, 15mm long. Slip the speaker out. It's just held in with a couple of gobs of some sort of chod. Incredible little thing. There we are. Right, that slips out of there. This grounding lead is going to have to come out. So that went between the power switch bracket and the cassette mechanism. Just to remember that. Another 15-20mm long screw, the longer. That's our earth piece. That's another screw. And that is that out of the way. I'm going to leave the eject spring in place. You can see that there. So we will have to hook this up with the deck again. I think it's done on that lever there. Just check. Yep, it's that lever there. So that'll just align itself back up. Easy. So there you go. And that is vile and horrible. So lovely. I should put that down there for cleaning in a moment. I also want to sort this mess of a keyboard out. So now this is going to involve me finding the keycap removing tool. Yes. Right. And in fact, I need to take a photograph of that first. So, yeah. That's good. Just so I can refresh my memory where all the keys go. And let's just pull these caps off. I wonder how that enter key comes off. Yeah, it appears to be on a couple of buttons, so I'm just going to ease myself under there and lift. Let's get the others off around it to start with. Yeah, the shift's the same. Look, that's on 2 keys as well. So if we get in diagonally, no, I don't think we've got enough for that. Ah, there we go. 2 buttons, one above the other. Yeah, that may need some attention. Our X key, that was the one that was dodgy when I had it. So I can think we can make an adhesive repair to that. Right, how? Always an interesting one. How does a spacebar come apart? I've got one switch and the usual arrangement with the sort of angled bar. So let's gently just toy on that a little bit. And it just falls apart. Oh, interestingly, the spacebar has a spring. None of the others did they? Eek, look at the filth and crander in there. Right. Okay, that's fairly straightforward. We've got an X key to repair, but all the others seem to be okay. We'll keep that bit there. Let's put the keyboard up with the main board for a second. And I just want to see how these keys come off the cassette mechanism. Okay, fairly straightforward. We've just got to pop that bar out of there. So I need a spudging tool to remove a circlip on this end. It isn't. Nope, it must be the other end. It is the other end. Circlip. And just taking note of where these springs run. There are little springs there, obviously to give the keys some return. We're going to lose those any second. So out comes the bar. We should just be able to lift the keys out. There we are. Spring. There we go. And those springs have, well, they're in there for a moment. That'll do. So there's my big lot of plastics that we need to recondition and make pretty. So yeah, follow me this way. Not a word to Mrs. Dawes. You ain't seen me, right? Oh no. Don't tell me it's too big. Let's swap these bits around a bit. Ah, there we go. Right, I've chosen quite a cold temperature because I don't know if Amstrad plastics are as good as Commodore ones. Right, well, whilst that's having a birthday in the dishwasher, I think we'll attend to our cassette deck. And I've been on eBay and I've purchased this little kit. And this is a cassette drive service kit from dataserve-retro.co.uk. No link other than a satisfied customer. So what do we get in our kit? We've got some Q-tips. I shall throw those in my pot of Q-tips for now. We have some a little ampule or file there of presumably IPA. It's marked up cassette disk drive head cleaning fluid. I'm sure it's IPA. And this is the bit I'm interested in. This is our kit of belts. Now I did try the cassette deck and yeah, it seemed to be all right. But, well, while we're in it, let's take it apart and renew the belts, because, yeah, I mean, they're not bad, but they're suboptimal. So let's just have a look at changing that out. So we've got one belt underneath here, which is a sort of main drive belt. It's going to be that long one. And then we've got a short tape counter belt. And then we've got this little idler wheel, which is I've got a new tyre for. But I have to say, I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to change that because it was gripping like a good one. If it was split or anything, I think I'd change it out. But I think I'm going to pass on this occasion. I'll therefore have a spare should it ever pack up again. Oh, I've got all my stuff stuck to the magnet on the speaker. Let's get rid of that. Right, so to do this, I think we're going to need to take that screw out, possibly relieve that spring there. So let's equip ourselves with a suitable screwdriver. Just take that screw out. That doesn't feel great. Is that into plastic or into metal? It is into plastic. Okay, we'll be a little bit, whoa, a little bit careful with it. That is really quite tight. No, not happy with that. Let's change our bit size slightly. It's even worse. Go the other way. Yeah, that really is worryingly tight. We appear to be, yeah, we appear to be slackening off now. That's better. There's the screw. It's got a shoulder on it and some threads to bite into the plastic there. Right. Okay. Let's get our belt. See if we can wiggle it out without having to disturb that spring. I'm feeling confident. Yes. Slide it under there. Come on, you know you want to. Yes. And yeah, you can see it's how much elasticity has it got? It's not too bad. Let's treat it to a new one anyway. Okay, just pop that under there. This is where I need my kit of crochet hooks, is it not? If you don't know what a crochet hook is, ask your mum. Right, I choose this red one, just so we can hook the belt over the back of that pulley there. I'm going to need a bit of an angle on it. Oh, blimey, is it just fallen into the right place? Oh, and it has. Would you look at that? There we go. Well, that wasn't bad at all, was it? Right, let's pop that little screw back in. And that's our first belt taken care of. Go easy with that. Didn't feel great on the way out. Felt a bit better going in, but I don't want to strip it. Right, and of course the tape counter belt. Oh, this is going to be very easy. One off there. And then it seems to want to slide under the pulley. There it is. And yeah, it's a funny shape as well, so we shall discard that. Slide the new one on. Get at it from behind and just hook it over. There we go. Nice and easy. Lovely. Let's just check that's operating. Yep, there we go. Tape counter is operating. Now let's clean up the tape path. Actually, it doesn't actually look that bad, but we'll give it a birth date anyway. Let's use this little ampoule of, presume it's IPA. Let me just have a sniff. Yeah, that's IPA. So there we go. A little bit of that on there. Give the heads a bit of a birth date. There's a bit on the erase head. There's a bit on the record play head, but it's not bad really. Now, to do the pinch roller, we shall just rotate it around. These are always pretty grotty. Yeah, you can see there's a fair bit on there. This kit, by the way, was just under £10. It's easy, innit? I don't have to spend 20 minutes rooting through my belt box to get the right bits. I know they're going to fit. So I shall leave the man some lovely feedback in a minute. Or lady, of course. Maybe a lady. Clean the capstan. There's a good line of magnetic material sort of at the bottom of it there. It's just come straight off. It's great. Right, let's just get ourselves another Q-tip. And I'm just going to give the idler and the face of that take-up spool just a little clean. Let's do the take-up spool first. Getting a little bit of detritus on there. Give the idler a little clean. About it, really. So yeah, well, that was very easy, wasn't it? Let's just get rid of this mess out of here. Where's my soft brush gone? Just hoover that up a bit. There we go. Right, I'm going to put that to one side and call that good enough as done. Let's bring the, this filthy, dirty, horrible keyboard in. Okay, it looks like, yeah, I've lost a spring. There it is. Do not lose that spring. Right, let's just give this a birthday while we're at it. Shiny. Right, well, that's got the worst of that off. So, yeah, there's a few rust spots. It's still a bit grimy though, isn't it? I wonder if we just try and get in there with a bit of a cloth and clear the remainder of it up. I'm not going to bother stripping it down and repainting it. You'll never see it when it's in there. So, yeah, just wonder if we give it a little squib of something. Or maybe a go over with a microfiber cloth just to help out a bit. Here's a bit of this anti-static foam cleaner. It's not that one which has got ammonia in it, because I think that might harm it a bit. It's an RS one, RS Pro. Which is nowhere near as good as Ambersil, to be honest, but probably better in this application. Let's just have a little scrub about with that, see if we can remove a bit more of this detritus in there. Yeah, it's certainly shifted a bit, hasn't it? a bit of paper towel and try and clean it up. Right, that's looking a bit better. I'm just going to pop that back up there, because one other job I've got to do. These are our keycaps that have come out of the dishwasher, and they are much better. Just wipe the bench down a bit. But the one thing I want to do is try and glue that piece back into the X key. So yeah, let me try and locate the X. There it is. So let's see if we can't glue that back in place. Just check I've got the whole thing here first. Yeah, it appears I have, haven't I? So I should be able to just squib a bit of super glue along there and pop that back together. So right, let's get some adhesive. I'm going to go for the low viscosity super glue, I think. That's it. GP, medium viscosity. That'll do. We just want a very thin layer. I think I'm going to try and get it along the bottom of there, and then fit the piece in, hopefully without gluing it to my fingers. Now, do I put it in there or do I put it on there? If I put it on there, I can't grab hold of that. So I think I'm just going to try and ease a bit in there. Is that going to come out? Has this bottle even ever been opened? I don't think it has. Must be a new one. There we go. Right. Okay. A little bit of super glue in there. Get hold of my broken piece. Pop that in. Push it down. And I shall leave that for 10 or 15 minutes to go off. Right, while we're waiting for the glue to go off, I shall put the cassette deck back together. So this far left key is our pause. Then we've got stop, eject. And fast forward. Rewind. Play. And record. We need to slot the bar back in there. Smaller hole is that end, so the bar comes in from this side. There we go. And somehow grip hold of this circlip, put that back on the end of the shaft. Which is going to be easier said than done. There is literally no play in this shaft. It's very, very tight in there. Come on. Yes, there we go. That's got it. Okay. Now, underneath here, we had these sort of anti-rattle springs. And yeah, these could be a bit interesting to fit as well. So they bend backwards on themselves. Can you see that on the camera? I shall zoom in post. But they've got to go sort of back on themselves to stop the buttons sort of rattling when they're not engaged. Just to make it feel a bit better, I would think. Give it a nice bit of action. So yeah, this could be a little bit interesting to fit. Oh. Wonder if I put it over the centre thing first and then work it back round after. Might be a bit easier. Yeah, that's going to be the way to do it, isn't it? What I need is a pokey tool. Oh, tell you what I need. It's the return of the crochet hook. Be ideal for the job. Where was that small one? Hook under there. Hook it round. Oh, perfect. Right. Well, the others shouldn't be so difficult now we know the knack. Would be if I got it round the right way. Oh, my tremor is just horrific today. That's it. And the third and final. Make sure it's seated properly in the middle. There we go. Good. That's the cassette deck done. Let's see how our X key's coming on. Right, well, that seems to have gone off adequately. So it's time to reassemble the keyboard. So this is going to be exciting, isn't it? Escape is that one. Oh, let's do the spacebar first, because that's always the one to get wrong. So we can see that the switch is slightly offset on the spacebar there. So let's put the spring back on. Lift the sort of lever bar up. Try and get that in the two holes. And push it all down. Yeah. Yep. Well, that went better than expected, I have to say. Right, escape. I have to say, these olive caps, they have gone, well, they were once bright green. You could see on some of them they were very green. Not that one, perhaps. But yeah, these were a lot greener than they are now. They've sort of faded to an olive green. But yeah, that's just life. I don't know how well they'd retrobrite. And I don't particularly, it's not like they've gone that sort of toothed yellow, or they're uneven. Had they have been uneven, I think I'd have done something about it. By the way, the difference between one on the keypad and one on here is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here have the shifted characters on, whereas the keypad ones do not. Yeah, similarly, the enter key, you can really see where that's faded, but here's what it is. Right, so that's our keyboard back up together. I have to say, it's got a great feel to it. Dare I say better than the Commodore 64 and VIC-20? I might dare. Right, next thing to do is just to clean the major detritus off this motherboard and clean these connectors up, because they're the ones that are likely to give us problems. Just get them major fluff off things. RAM is the old 4164. We've got a 7400 over here doing something, probably for the cassette by the look of it. Z80, custom ROM I'd imagine. 8255, what's that, some sort of port expander I would imagine. And of course the AY38912 sound chip, rather famous. No SID though, was it? One up to the Commodore. Still, this was a lot less money than the Commodore. There we are. Right, I'm just going to run a bit of deoxit on those edge connectors just to clean them up. Be interesting to see how much crap comes off here, won't it? Yeah, it's not pleasant. I loathe using sort of an abrasive pad on there. I've seen people use the, you know, the sort of abrasive rubber that I use for cleaning up PCBs occasionally, because it does take whatever plating is on here off, which is not a good thing. So we want something a bit softer. Magic sponge works well, actually. Don't even know which one's the floppy interface. I think it's this one here. Joystick interface is well soldered, as is that. Not so keen on this over here, so let's just pop the iron on. I mean, it's all right, but those holes aren't particularly well filled. So let's pop the iron on and just give this lot a bit of a birthday. I want a bigger tip, really. You get the heat in there. Now we're all right. There we go. I think that'll do, really. Yeah, I think that'll do. Right, okay, so back to the case, which I have to say came out very nicely in the dishwasher. Very nicely indeed. We've got a couple of marks on it, but yeah, and the labels survived very well. There was a couple of marks on here anyway, so we certainly haven't made it any worse. So first things first, let's get the cassette back in and the power switch and everything else. Oh, while I've got the deoxys out, let's give the old volume pot a bit of a birthday. Because the monitor brightness pot was horribly up one end and crackly. There we go. Right, let's try and locate all the bits back in. Okay, that's it. Let's give it a quick coat of some sort of protective. I've got a couple of marks on there, that a few paint splodges, but it's not bad, is it? I'm just going to get some protective and give it a quick coat of that, and then reunite it with the monitor and check it's all right. Right, there we go. I've given the monitor a bit of a clean, and I've given them both a bit of a coat with this stuff, which is Armour All. It's for doing cars really, but it leaves a sort of semi-matte finish on there that I quite like. So there we are. Right, that's the monitor powered up. Let's power the computer up. I've got a red light, and we have the welcome screen on the display. Now, when I bought the machine, I got a box of cassettes and bits and pieces. This one is Imagine Army Moves, copyright 1987. So let's have a little go with that, shall we? So rewind and see if our cassette deck's operating. Now, to load an Amstrad cassette, apparently you type run quote and hit enter, or wait till it's rewound, there we go, or you can just press control and enter. Yep, there we go. Press play, then any key. And cassette motor's started up, and now we wait. Hey! We have music. Yes. It's no SID chip, is it? But anyway. There we go. I have to say that loaded quite quickly. And when I say quickly, I mean a number of minutes. I will work out how much in post and stick it up there in the corner. But yes, you American people were spoiled with floppy disks. In the UK, most of us had cassettes. Obviously, the later CPCs, the 664, the 6128, they did have an oddball 3-inch disk drive where the cassette is, but most of us had the pain of cassette. Anyway, let's have a go at this game, shall we? So I haven't got a joystick, so I'm going to push 1, right. I shall push, presumably I'm defining keys here, right, left, up, fire, down, fire 2, okay, abort, X, pause, C. Okay, right, now I apologise because you're having to watch footage of this and not a direct grab as I normally do, and that's because I have no method of grabbing proper RGB video. So yeah, right, 3, we're away. Whoa, we've got a gap. Oh no. Oh, and I've fallen down the gap. Oh, we're back on again. And I've hit a helicopter. Oh, I might be in with a chance this time. Oh no! Oh, I've fallen down the gap again. It's a bit tetchy, isn't it? Oh! My mission has failed. You have lost your effectives. I certainly have. Stupid game. And there you have it, the Amstrad CPC 464. Yeah, so what did it cost me? Well, I paid £46 for it on eBay. The big hitter was the STK for the monitor power supply. That was £22 and change. I did buy the little cassette service kit, of course, which was very nice. It had all the right bits in it. I didn't have any fuss, but that was a tenner. Slack handful of capacitors, that Zener. What else do we have? All the surge limiter resistor as well. So yeah, for change out of 90 quid, I think I've done all right. And I've got a big box of software. This is Alien 8 by Ultimate, something I remember playing on my Spectrum back in the day. So I shall have a go at that in a minute and see if I can remember how to work it. But yeah, pretty good. What I am surprised at is the lack of something like the Kung Fu Flash. Now, the Kung Fu Flash is a little cartridge you plug in the back of your Commodore 64, and it gives you a memory card slot, and you put your games on there that you've legitimately backed up, and it allows you to run them from the memory card. It doesn't appear to be anything like that for the Amstrad. I could be wrong, I could be mistaken. In fact, if I am, please leave a comment below, because I'd love to have a little storage solution for it. I am looking at the GoTech, But I haven't spent much time looking at that as yet. But it does seem to be that we need an adapter board that doesn't seem to be that readily available for sensible money. So maybe I'll make one. But yeah, there we go. In the interim, I've got plenty of cassettes to be going through. So yeah, I'm in for a fun evening, I think. Anyway, thank you for watching. Click like, subscribe, do all that rubbish. You can buy me a coffee in the link below if you wish. It's been lovely having you here, and I'll see you very soon here on Doz's Television Workshop. Cheers now. Bye.
Just jump the keys wonder how long it's been. Chords tangled and frayed. The soul machine warmed by the glow of the street. The vintage dream in my hands. If you and I keep believing, we'll bring back its wondrous past. If you and I keep believing, memories made will last. Circuitry wires leads into another time. Thousands of songs, piece by piece, making keys, typewriter rhythm. Turn on trees and tricks life. If you and I keep believing, we'll bring back its wondrous past. If you and I keep believing, memories made will last. Loving every spark and crack, we were forgotten by the days gone by. Never let go. This old machine, it seems to me, it whispers together will keep its memory alive. If you and I keep believing, we'll bring back its wondrous past. If you and I keep believing, memories made will last.
Hello and welcome back to Doz's Television Workshop, where today we're carrying on with our Amstrad CPC 464 project. Last week we repaired our CTM 640 monitor. This cable's doing my head in. Let's do it again. That's suboptimal. Yes, this is very suboptimal. What's going on here? Oh no! My battery's gone flat. Cut there. Appear to be missing some keys. Thank you very much for watching. Click like, subscribe, do all that rubbish. I've muffed this because I forgot to mention the GoTech. Right. You just stick a memory card in the top of it. I've bloody buggered me wiring up. Let's do it again. And there you have it. One more time. That'll do.